One of my first jobs I got by answering the phone that I had no business answering. I was 15, living a very grown-up life without a whole lot of grown-up wisdom. But I used what I had. I needed a job. I had just finished business school, and I got the white pages, a brand new outfit, new to me. It was from Goodwill. Business shoes, business skirt, business blouse. And start looking through the yellow pages, looking for a job. I made some phone calls, got a whole lot of no's and not hirings. And finally, I saw an ad, or I saw a business that was listed in the area where I lived. So I decided I was going to take my little business outfit and go there. And I did. And when I got there, the owner answered the door, and he was juggling calls. Like, he had like 3 or 4 phones, and they were all ringing, and he was answering them and back to back. And finally, he was answering one phone. He was answering one phone while on another phone, and then the third phone rang. So I notioned to him, "Want me to get it?" And he said yes. So I answered the phone, and I said, "May I help you?" And the person gave me a litany of what it was that she was looking for. I took the notes, and then I said, "May I have your number so I can research and give you a call back?" Still not knowing the answer to any of her questions, and he was still on the phone. The owner was still on the phone. So I go across the room where I see the yellow pages on his desk. Excuse me, not the yellow pages, the white pages. And I go looking through it for a company that did the same thing as him, but that had a bigger ad. So a competitor. And then I call them, and I pretend that I'm the customer, and I get their quote. The owner gets off the phone, and he looks at me like, "What are you doing?" So I said, "Just a minute." And he says, I say, "I'm working, just a minute." And then I say, "Can we do it for less?" I show him all the quote, all the information that I had copied down, and the quote that the other company had given me. And he said, "Yeah, we could do it for less." And I said, "Great." And then I said, "Can I call the customer back and tell her? What should I tell her?" He gave me a price. So I called her back. I booked the trip. I closed the sale, and I got the job. What I know now is that I didn't know words like leverage, positioning, strategy, but I knew how to look at what was in front of me, use what I had, and figure out what I didn't know, and then make something happen. And today, that's still what I do. I recognize what you already have: skills, gifts, talents, experience, knowledge, and then I figure out, what can I do with it? Sometimes your history isn't just a record of where you've been. Sometimes it's evidence of who you've been becoming all along. What do you realize you've been doing longer than you knew what to call it?